I'm as happy as I've ever been. I have a new life. All these wonderful things have happened to me. I'm better now.
The Untold Tragedy of Shelley. Long is truly heartbreaking. We all adored Shelley Long as Diane Chambers on Cheers.
I know you're still smarting from my turning down your proposal of marriage. But how long can you drag this out? You're hurting me, but you're also hurting yourself with this feigned indifference.
The sophisticated and witty waitress who stole our hearts. But what really happened to Shelley Long after she left the iconic show? Why did she walk away from a role that brought her immense fame? And how did her career and personal life take such unexpected, heartbreaking turns? The answers to these questions will uncover a side of Shelley Long you've never seen before. Child prodigy. Shelley Long, the bubbly actress who brought the iconic character of Diane Chambers to life on Cheers, was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in 1949. She was an only child, raised by her parents, Ivadine and Leland, both of whom were teachers. Growing up in a working-class family, Shelley learned the importance of hard work and discipline from a young age. The first manifestation of Shelley's talent came in the form of public speaking, as she was an active member of her local Presbyterian church. She had no struggles with shyness or issues with confidence. This came as a great help to her when she joined her high school speech team. She even led her team to victory in the National Forensic League's National Championship in original oratory. Even before finishing high school, Shelley was already drawn to the world of acting and drama. It was like a magnet, pulling her towards the stage and the bright lights. So, as soon as she graduated, she packed her bags and headed to Northwestern University in Chicago to study drama. It was a big change for Shelley, leaving her small town and her family behind for the first time. College life was tough, but she didn't give up. She remembered the lessons her parents taught her about hard work and discipline, and she used those to push through the challenges. But even though Shelley was a good student, she realized that staying in college wasn't the right path for her. Her heart was set on becoming an actress, and she knew she had to take a chance to make her dreams come true. So, she made a brave decision and dropped out of college to pursue her acting career. It was a risky move, but Shelley was determined to follow her passion. She had a gut feeling that this was the right thing to do, and she trusted her instincts. Early career struggles. Dropping out of college didn't immediately turn Shelley into a movie star. In fact, for a long time, the only job she could find was checking meal plans at the university. It wasn't exactly glamorous, but Shelley didn't lose hope. She knew she had the talent to make it big, and she kept working hard towards her goal. Finally, her determination paid off. She started getting hired for local commercials for a furniture store in Chicago. These commercials were a hit, and Shelley's bubbly personality and natural charm shone through. People started to recognize her around town, and her confidence grew. This newfound recognition opened doors for Shelley, leading to her joining the famous Second City comedy troupe. This group was known for producing some of the biggest comedy stars in the world, and Shelley fit right in. She performed in sketches and improv shows, honing her comedic timing and making people laugh with her hilarious characters. But Shelley still had bigger dreams. She didn't want to be just a local actress. She wanted to be a star. So, she decided to try her hand at hosting a local TV show. This was a clever move, as it allowed her to showcase her personality and get even more exposure. After all, she was already a pro at public speaking, and she loved being in front of the camera. Hosting the show was a great way for Shelley to get her name out there and build her reputation. It was like a stepping stone, leading her closer to her ultimate goal of becoming a Hollywood actress. Breakthrough. Shelley Long's career really started to take off when she co-hosted a TV show called Sorting It Out. She was so good at it that she won 3 regional Emmy Awards. This was a big deal, and it showed everyone how talented she was. Right before turning 30, Shelley started getting small parts in TV shows and movies. Her first TV appearance was in a little skit on The Love Boat, a popular show about romance and adventure on a cruise ship. Then, she played a patient in a hospital in a TV movie called The Cracker Factory. Some actors might have thought these roles weren't very important, but Shelley saw them as a way to get her foot in the door and show off her skills. Shelley's hard work paid off, and in 1980, she got her first big movie role in A Small Circle of Friends. The movie was about college students protesting during a time of big changes in society. It was a serious topic, but Shelley's performance was fantastic, and the movie was a hit with critics. This opened up a lot of new opportunities for Shelley in Hollywood. In the early 80s, Shelley appeared in a bunch of different movies and TV shows. She was in the silly comedy Caveman, where people talked like cavemen and wore funny costumes. She also played a prostitute in Ron Howard's comedy Night Shift, which starred Michael Keaton, and she was in another comedy called Losing It, with a young Tom Cruise. She even got to guest star on the super popular show MASH, playing a nurse. Shelley's career was on fire, and she was proving herself to be a versatile actress who could handle any kind of role, from comedy to drama. She was well on her way to becoming the star she always dreamed of being. Cheers. Success and controversy. Even though the early 80s were good to Shelley Long, she also faced some major disappointments. In 1982, she got a call from the famous director Steven Spielberg himself, asking her to play the mom in his new movie, E.T. It was a huge opportunity, but Shelley already had other things going on and couldn't take the role. It ended up going to Dee Wallace, and the movie became a massive hit, leaving Shelley to wonder what could have been. Despite this setback, Shelley didn't give up on her dreams. She kept working hard, and her next big break came in 1982 when she landed the role of Diane Chambers on the sitcom Cheers. This was the role that would make her a household name and cement her status as a comedic legend. Cheers was an absolute phenomenon, running for 11 seasons and becoming one of the most beloved shows in television history. The series finale was watched by a whopping 93 million people, which was almost half of the entire population of America at the time. It was the most watched TV episode of the 90s, and the show itself won a ton of awards. Shelley's portrayal of Diane Chambers, the intelligent and witty waitress, was a huge part of the show's success. She brought a unique energy and humor to the character, making her a fan favorite. Even though Cheers was a huge hit, things weren't always smooth sailing behind the scenes for Shelley Long. There were rumors about the cast not getting along, especially when it came to Shelley and her relationship with her co-stars. One reason Shelley decided to leave the show after 5 seasons was because she felt jealous of Ted Danson and Kelsey Grammer. She thought Kelsey, who played the know-it-all psychiatrist Frasier Crane, was taking too many of her funny lines. This made her feel less important on the show and caused some tension between them. The introduction of Kelsey Grammer as Frasier Crane in the 3rd season of Cheers brought a whole new dynamic to the show. Originally intended as a temporary character to spice up the romance between Sam and Diane, Frasier quickly became a fan favorite with his witty banter and intellectual humor. This led to Kelsey staying on the show for the rest of its run, even outlasting Shelley Long, who had been a main cast member since the beginning. The initial concept behind Cheers was a simple one: a romance between two opposites. Shelley Long's character, Diane, was portrayed as a sophisticated and intellectual woman, while Ted Danson's character, Sam, was a charming but less cultured bar owner. They were the classic opposites attract couple, and their on-again, off-again relationship was the main driving force of the show's early seasons. When Kelsey Grammer joined the cast as Frasier, he was meant to be another intellectual character, someone who could compete with Diane for Sam's affections. This created a fun and interesting love triangle, but it also led to some unexpected tension behind the scenes. Shelley Long, who was already feeling a bit overshadowed by Ted Danson's popularity as the show's leading man, became increasingly jealous of Kelsey Grammer's character. She felt that Frasier was stealing the spotlight and getting lines that should have been hers. It was like a sibling rivalry, but on a TV set. With the addition of another male co-star who shared her character's intellectual personality, Shelley felt even more threatened. She started complaining to the producers, expressing her frustration with the way her character was being written and her diminishing role in the show. This professional jealousy created a rift between Shelley and her co-stars, especially Kelsey Grammer. It was a classic case of creative differences and clashing egos, which can often happen on long-running TV shows. Despite the initial plan for Kelsey Grammer's character, Frasier Crane, to be a temporary addition to Cheers, he quickly became a fan favorite. This didn't sit well with Shelley Long, who wanted him off the show. It seems that the producers were already having problems with Shelley Long, mainly because she kept asking for a bigger role. Some people even say that the producers decided to make Kelsey a regular on the show just to annoy Shelley. But the writers and producers deny this. They say that they kept Kelsey because he was doing such a great job with the funny lines they gave him. One thing's for sure, Kelsey Grammer's character, Frasier Crane, became a beloved part of Cheers and even got his own spin-off show. By the time Shelley decided to leave Cheers after the 5th season, she didn't have many friends left on set. Her relationship with Kelsey had soured, and she felt increasingly isolated from the rest of the cast. It was a sad ending to a chapter in her career that had brought her so much success and recognition. But even though Shelley left Cheers, she surprised everyone by returning for the show's grand finale in 1993. She even reprised her role as Diane Chambers in an episode of the spin-off series Frasier, which was a huge deal for fans of both shows. It seemed like Shelley and Kelsey had put their differences aside, and their on-screen reunion was a heartwarming moment for viewers. However, the feud between Shelley and Kelsey didn't completely disappear. In the years since Cheers, they both have spoken openly about the tension on set and their differing views on the situation. While the writers and producers maintain that Kelsey was kept on the show because of his talent, Kelsey himself has supported Shelley's claim that he was kept on simply because it bothered her. Shelley Long's decision to leave Cheers wasn't a spur-of-the-moment thing. While her dislike for Kelsey Grammer and her jealousy might have played a part, the main reason was that she wanted to try her luck in movies. She had been on the show for 5 years, and she felt it was time to move on and explore new opportunities. Another thing that bothered Shelley was how people, both her co-stars and the audience, started to think she was just like her character, Diane Chambers. Diane was a bit snooty and high maintenance, and Shelley didn't like being seen that way in real life. She wanted to show people a different side of herself, and she thought that making movies would be the perfect way to do that. Post-Cheers career. Leaving a huge hit show like Cheers could have spelled disaster for some actresses, but not for Shelley Long. She wasn't the kind of person to let a single role define her. Even though she was no longer a young ingenue, she was determined to keep her acting career going strong. Her first project after leaving Cheers was a comedy called Hello Again, where she played a housewife who comes back from the dead. It was a fun and quirky role, but the movie didn't do too well. She followed that up with another comedy, Troop Beverly Hills, where she played a mom who leads a group of wilderness girls to bond with her daughter and forget about her divorce. Again, it wasn't a huge hit, but Shelley didn't let these setbacks discourage her. In 1990, she returned to television with a bang, starring in a mini-series based on a true story called Voices Within: The Lives of Truddy Chase. This was a challenging role, as she had to play a woman with multiple personalities. But Shelley nailed it, earning rave reviews from critics for her performance. This opened up a whole new world of dramatic roles for her, and she went on to star in several more TV movies throughout the 90s. In 1990, she landed major roles in 2 comedies, Don't Tell Her It's Me and Frozen Assets. Don't Tell Her It's Me was a romantic comedy where she played a woman who falls for a guy who's been transformed into a handsome hunk. Frozen Assets was a quirky comedy about a sperm bank, where Shelley reunited with her Hello Again co-star Corbin Burnson. But Shelley wasn't just about comedies. In 1992, she took on a dramatic role in the TV movie Fatal Memories: The Eileen Franklin Story. It was a true story about a woman who remembers being abused by her father as a child. The movie was based on controversial, recovered memories. But Shelley's performance was powerful and moving. That same year, Shelley starred in another emotional film, A Message from Holly, alongside Lindsay Wagner. She played a busy woman who learns her best friend is dying of cancer and decides to spend her last few months with her. It was a heartwarming story about friendship and loss, and Shelley's performance was both touching and relatable. But the most surprising twist came when Shelley appeared as Diane in several episodes of Frasier, the spin-off show starring Kelsey Grammer. This was a big deal, considering the rumors about their feud. It seemed like they had buried the hatchet and were able to work together again, which was a delightful surprise for fans of both shows. Despite her undeniable talent and success, Shelley's reputation for being difficult to work with persisted. Bette Midler, her co-star in the movie Outrageous Fortune, and Richard H. Frank, a studio executive who helped develop Cheers, both described her as challenging. It seems like Shelley's strong personality and creative vision sometimes clashed with others on set, leading to disagreements and tension. In 1995, she embraced a campy and comedic role as Carol Brady in The Brady Bunch movie, a playful take on the beloved television show. She reprised her role in the sequel, A Very Brady Sequel, in 1996, which enjoyed moderate success. In 2002, she once again donned Carol Brady's iconic hairstyle for the television film The Brady Bunch in the White House. Shelley's willingness to embrace different genres and characters led her to take on diverse roles in both film and television. She appeared in the TV remake of Freaky Friday, a body swap comedy, and starred in the short-lived family sitcom Kelly Kelly. She even embraced her villainous side, playing the Wicked Witch of the Beanstalk in an episode of the popular teen series Sabrina the Teenage Witch. In 1999, Shelley took on a more dramatic role in the television film Vanished Without a Trace, portraying a determined mother who refuses to give up on finding her kidnapped daughter. Her performance showcased her emotional depth and her ability to tackle serious subject matter with sensitivity. In 2000, Shelley joined an ensemble cast led by Richard Gere in the comedy drama Dr. T and the Women, directed by the acclaimed Robert Altman. Her role as one of the women in Dr. T's life added to the film's ensemble charm and showcased her ability to blend seamlessly into a talented group of actors. Even though times have changed and TV shows come and go, Shelley Long has never stopped acting. She even had a recurring role on the super-popular comedy Modern Family, which won a bunch of awards. This shows that Shelley's talent and charm haven't faded over the years. Shelley always knew how to make the right choices for her career, and her hard work paid off. She's 74 years old now, and she's still going strong. She's won an Emmy and 2 Golden Globes, which are like big shiny trophies for being awesome at acting. 2 failed marriages. Shelley Long's first marriage was to Ken Solomon, a teaching fellow she met while studying at Northwestern University. Their relationship blossomed in the collegiate environment, and they decided to marry. However, the union was short-lived, lasting only a few years. The pressures of early adulthood and the demands of their respective careers contributed to their separation. While the marriage didn't last, it was an important part of Shelley's early life and development, giving her insights into balancing personal and professional aspirations. Shelley Long's most significant and well-known marriage was to Bruce Tyson, a securities broker. They met in 1979, and it was, by all accounts, a whirlwind romance. Shelley and Bruce were married on October 16, 1981. Bruce was described as a supportive and loving partner, helping Shelley navigate the complexities of her burgeoning career in Hollywood. The couple welcomed their daughter, Juliana, in 1985. Shelley often spoke about how motherhood brought her immense joy and how Bruce's support allowed her to balance her family life with her career. The family maintained a relatively low profile, with Bruce preferring to stay out of the limelight. They enjoyed a stable family life, often seen together at various Hollywood events and family outings. Despite their strong bond, Shelley's demanding career began to take a toll on their marriage. The filming schedule for Cheers was particularly grueling, and Shelley's decision to leave the show in 1987 was partly influenced by her desire to spend more time with her family. She had hoped this move would alleviate some of the strain on her marriage, but it also brought new challenges as she navigated a changing career landscape. After more than 2 decades of marriage, Shelley and Bruce separated in 2003. The divorce was finalized in 2004. The separation was reportedly amicable, with both parties prioritizing the well-being of their daughter, Juliana. Despite the divorce, Shelley and Bruce remained on good terms, often coming together for family events and supporting each other in their respective endeavors. Following her divorce from Bruce Tyson, Shelley Long has maintained a relatively private personal life. She focused on her career and her daughter, making selective appearances in TV shows and movies. Shelley's resilience and determination have been evident in how she managed her personal and professional lives, continuing to work and thrive in Hollywood while keeping her family close.